Hi guys, it's been a while since the videos. We're coming back with more videos. Hi Boujees, how you doing guys? I'm so happy to do this video. This video is about Adolescence, the series, the show on Netflix. It's been getting a lot of recognition and a lot of criticism from a lot of different people. So I'm just gonna give my takes in what I think. We're gonna watch the trailer together and just discuss this a little bit more. This video should not be too long because it's a short video. I watched it yesterday and I'm gonna give you my take. So let's go. Let me share my screen. Wait, first I gotta. Okay. So first we're gonna watch the trailer. Okay. Since since trailer. Let's watch it. Sorry, I went to sleep.
That's nice. What are you looking for? You're making a big mistake. He's only a kid.
You see how he gets mad and defensive? I feel like in this movie he's hiding a lot of things, and he's putting on his facade of being that young, small child, very naive, very competent, and that we have to be compassionate about. But I feel like he's hiding a lot. It's like I haven't doing anything. Like, who said the police was looking for you first? It's like he's very much in denial and is putting a brick wall behind the officer himself. He's very like secretive about it.
He's a good kid, Jamie. I want you to listen carefully. I'm going to start off with asking.
And at the beginning of the show, the officer is getting a call from his son, so that's very redundant. It's like maybe the officer is a little bit, on Jamie's side because he has a son himself for around the same age. So he's very competent and very like, you need, maybe Jamie is innocent. I think the officer takes Jamie's innocent in his head because he's so calm and polite that he may not have done anything. Let's watch
Asking
it.
you.
Do you know a girl called Katie Leonard? Yeah. Describe each other as friends then.
Is she dead then?
Why would you ask her?
They're putting a lot of pressure on him. It's like they ask him if he knows the girl, Caitlin, I think Kate something. And he's like, is she dead already? It's like because he said is she dead, people are assuming that he did that, especially the girl. There's the officer, the male officer, and the female officer. You can see that the male officer is more calm, more laid back, while the female officer is more aggressive and towards him.
So do you think it would be okay if we speak about it? I haven't done anything. You're a good dad, a great dad.
He hasn't been found guilty. He's been accused.
You see his family is being tear apart from this, tear from the inside out. The father figure is asking himself, has he has been a good father? Was he around his kids and everything? He asks himself, was he a good father? And what this turns out to be is in his family that this happens. The mother asks herself, has she given enough love to Jamie? Why is he accused now? That's why they ask each other. Wow, that's something.
Banged by a girl, you saucy.
You're not getting me. You might not get it. You're not reading what they're doing. It's a call to action by the manosphere. 80% of women are attracted to 20% of men.
You see those statistics? These are some statistics that you hear on the internet all the time. Those men that are so misogynist talk about women and everything, attractiveness, what the woman wants, women are so difficult in a dating game. Those things that you hear a lot on YouTube when you watch videos is full of this, and it's so toxic for young people because they should not care about this. They should care about the studying, going well, how the parents are they treated, developing new skills, but instead of talking about stupid dating game essentials that are not needed.
You must trick them because you'll never get them in a normal way. We've done nothing wrong, have we?
You should ask themselves if they've done something wrong. It's really young girl versus young men. This new trend of there's manners fair, but there's also the woman's fair. When they teach us how to behave with guys and everything. So this youth is very divided, between two parties and everything. So now I'm gonna read to you what I wrote, my thoughts on the yeah, let me read it. So I said, adolescence, how society frames us. So Jamie, a young teenager, get arrested over the offing, I didn't want to say the word, of a classmate. The way they treat Jamie, you can tell there is no hesitation that they believe that he did the crime. When the lawyer asks Jamie what is his favorite subject in school, Jamie says history, especially the Industrial Revolution. He points out how those men were strong, powerful, and creative. I ask myself, may Jamie be a teen stuck in his imagination where men need to dominate and take power over, especially over women, you know? I feel like this society is very divided. I've been around the manosphere. I've seen what they do. It start as good. It possibly can be good because they give each other tips tips and advice on how to deal being a man, enjoying being a man and everything. They do deal with masculinity, but at one point they do too much. It's like when they start criticizing women, they start saying, "Oh, women they don't like dating men that don't do over 6 figure, that they don't like to date regular job men. They like to date the athletes, the superstar, the actors, and many more." So it's like, it's very, very, they pick on each other. They're very like, they, how to explain it? They criticize each other, very divided space. And I wanted to talk also about how so many young men are lost in this game. They think that they need to dominate women when they actually need to love women, and this is how we can go further. The space is very divided between the two. And why do I talk about the manosphere? Is because in the show, he watches a lot of manosphere subject, so he's very influenced by that. He's also only 13, so he's very young, so his mind's not all already made. So he tends to, you know, kind of like search around and navigate around the internet and find those spheres, those manosphere. It's very bad, honestly. I feel like it's suffering, and we lost a young man that could be a potentially good actor of society to such a world full of nonsense and full of false manhood and toxic masculinity. I want to talk about toxic masculinity. That's what I wanted to talk about. When you think women should submit to you whenever and whatever you do, they should submit to you. A woman should never submit to a guy, but be equal of a man. That's what I want to say. So I guys think I'm done with this video. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy, Boujees.